Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to the Paddle Talk Podcast. It's episode 90 in this deal, and we're happy to have you along. We've got myself, John Sorg, Damian Bowers, as special guests, Grace and Ryan Portiga joining us. So sit back. We've got a great show for you. Reminder, Paddle Talk is the only podcast that deals directly with sand drags and sand drag racing. So keep that in mind as we go ahead. And we couldn't do this without our sponsors. First sponsor this week, Silverback Off-Road Rentals. Whether you're looking to take a sunset cruise or just out for the day, stop by Silverback Off-Road Rentals for your great experience on the sand dunes of Silver Lake. Located just down from the Silver Lake parking lot. To get into the dunes, Silverback Off-Road Rentals rents premium ORVs to get you in the dunes. They take care of everything. All you got to do is show up and drive. That's basically it. So stop by and see them today. You can call them or find them on Facebook. That's Silverback Off-Road Rentals. And John has another one.
We're talking about the Race Rebuild Repeat presents the 2025 R3 Fall Fury, Saturday, October 11th. And let me see. They'll have an open test and tune. They'll have UTV short course, open quick 16, UTV quick 16, open bracket racing, a long jump competition, which is way cool to watch, and open barrel racing, which sounds really interesting because I'd like to see how that all pans out. But anyway, it looks like a $5 entry, free giveaway ticket, overnight parking available, gates open at 9 a.m. Friday, October 10th will be a pre-party, so be there and be square.
All right. Silverback Off-Road Speedway, another one of our sponsors. Also sponsored by Racing in the Dirt. Scott, Shane, and the crew have over 30 years of combined experience in building and racing on the dirt, sand, and mud. So contact them today for all your racing needs. Whether it's a turnkey build or you need tires, wheel adapters, brake hats, things of that nature, Racing in the Dirt is your one-stop shop. Have a great selection of parts and can handle anything that you're going to throw at them as a racer. So give them a call today. Area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. Also, you can find them on Instagram and Facebook. Racing in the Dirt. And our last sponsor for this episode is 3-1 Go Life. Doug Vinlett and the crew all embark on all kinds of adventures, whether it's trucking, towing the race car around, actual racing, you name it. 3-1 Go Life. That's the number 3, 1, O-N-E, Go Life. You can find them on YouTube. They got a great YouTube channel, cover all kinds of racing, really great. So 3-1 Go Life, check them out today. All right, so we are going to move right into the Hayfield Shootout, which I was privileged to be at this weekend. So were the Portigas. And before we get too far, we're going to allow them to introduce themselves. So Grace, Ryan, what do you got for us? Introduce yourselves, and we can bring you on board here.
Hi, I'm Grace Portiga.
And I'm Ryan Portiga.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. Now, Grace, give us a little bit of your background.
I've been racing since I'm probably 7, 8 years old. And the current car that I'm racing now, I've been racing for about 5 years, I'd say.
And where did you come up with, now what is the name of your car and where did you come up with it?
The name is Heartbreaker. That's a funny story. So my first boyfriend back in high school, I broke up with him, and and my family's like, oh, that'd be a perfect name for your race car. And so that's kind of where that came from.
Does he know who he was?
Do
Like,
it.
the line of the X that you named it after?
He does not know that.
Okay.
Is there a chance he watches the podcast and we should
Yeah,
out
just
right
in case.
now? I
You
mean, we're
never
good
know.
for that too.
He did not watch this.
Oh.
But that was a good story in the background for that. So
It was fantastic. Now, Ryan, you wear a lot of hats. You crew chief for Grace and for Lydia. You also drive your own truck once in a while, even sometimes sub for your dad. So give us a little background on yourself too.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I started back in the dunes back when I was probably just old enough to drive, 16. That's where we started, and then we practiced in the dunes, and we finally made it to the racetrack, and just kept snowballing from there. We started with the Blazer, a green Blazer, and then we all just started accumulating a couple race cars here and there, and from there on, it just kind of turned into a family ordeal. And the girls finally got old enough, moved out of juniors, and then things got expensive from there.
I can only imagine.
I figured I could relax at Hayfield I didn't have a race car this year. I ended up parting the motor in June at the Texas race, and I figured I'll just sit back, enjoy, and yeah, that doesn't ever happen. So,
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love it. Yeah, it's kind of funny how you lose your driver's seat so quick sometimes. It's like, wait a minute, did I just get replaced here? You know?
Sometimes they let me borrow it so I can run it a couple times.
That's true. That's true. So, Grace, I think at one point in time you were leading the points earlier this year, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. So you
Oh,
were. So we have two people that have led the points on this podcast now. John, you got anything to say about that?
Oh, I've been there before, and it's a good time. Let me tell you.
John, who'd you get beat by Memorial Weekend?
Memorial Weekend? Probably her. I'm assuming it was her because it's really hard to say because I got beat a lot this year. So, and I try not to put a hit list out on my fridge like Kyle Wiedemeyer or anybody like that on the pod. So, trying to be fair.
Oh man, I think you're just worried that it's going to come back around again next summer. Is what you are worried about?
No, it's guaranteed.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed that'll happen. I mean, look at how many Portingas there are and how many Sorgs there are. I mean, it's just like an army.
I kind of hear some excuses, is what I'm hearing here.
I'm a one-man army, bro.
All right, so let's get to the Hayfield Shootout. Now, Portingas, how long have you guys been going to Hayfield?
This will be our 4th year, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fantastic. And I know Ryan's driven there before. Grace, what, 2nd year for you probably? 3rd maybe? 4th.
Yeah, this is my 4th year too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Good deal.
Yep.
So maybe if maybe you guys could talk a little bit what the format is for Hayfield versus some of the other races we're used to going to.
Well, Hayfield you're just there to have a good time pretty much. The boys have a beautiful piece of property, and it's just a good time to get away, go camping, enjoy their piece of land up in Traverse, and you just really can't go wrong. They let you practice all day Saturday. You make as many runs as you want, and then at night there's 3 classes. You get your fast class with all your top dogs, and then from there you get considered a slow class, medium, your faster, your 4.0 cars and stuff like that, and a street class. And it's, you're lucky we've been pretty fortunate to get in quite a few times. And I believe this is the 2nd time Grace has won her class in 4 years. So she's doing pretty good.
Fantastic, man. I love it. And yeah, you're right. Hayfield is unique. I mean, you turn off this gravel road without giving out too much of the secrets. You kind of go down this 2-track and all of a sudden the track's just there. It is phenomenally cool. I really think it's awesome. So, all right. So like Ryan said, you've got the quick 8, you've got the fast 8, which is just a little bit slower. And then you have the street class. Now the street class this year, the breakout was almost as fast as what I'll call the quick 8 or slow class breakout was. That was crazy. Because to me, I never thought I'd see street trucks going 4.0s. Tanner would have probably gone, without getting too far into it, probably a 390 something in that last pass had he not got on the brakes, which is crazy to me that we have street trucks that way. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let me get some results up here a second. So in our street class, we had our final was Tanner Newburn taking second place, breaking out, and Nick Chernich from Saginaw taking first place with that white CJ7. In the breakout for that class, so the breakout is set, what, a 10th quicker than what the fastest car runs? Is that kind of how it works, Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like for your class, it was what? I think it was a 4 flat, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So for like the street trucks, it was 4:04. Tanner Newburn went 4.00 with an 8 in the finals and broke out of the class per se. And like I said, he was off the throttle before the finish line. That truck was going to run a 390 something, which is insane. Seeing a full size truck that went on. Ryan, do you know how long the cruise was Friday?
We quick snuck ahead to the restaurant, so because we didn't have we just borrowed somebody's ride. We to get there because we had the motorhome, so we really didn't have a. Cam was nice enough to lend us his truck, and we jumped in with a few people. So
sure.
But yeah, it was. They went across the bridge, I believe, and it's quite a drive though. They deserve what they get for Saturday night. It's good time. They come into the bar and let loose a little bit, and they have food for you. And so the guys with the street crews, they have to actually prove that it's going to go down the street.
Yeah, it has to be plated, insured, and I think that street cruise is like 15 or 20 miles. It's not like a cheapo little, like 2-3 mile jaunt. It's actually got some meat to it. So congratulations to anybody that made that field, because that's impressive. Street trucks going even mid-4s, that's insane.
That's crazy.
Really.
That's just flying.
It is, quite. So, all right. So we're going to jump to the fast class. We'll save the middle class for later. So our final round was Mike Page in the Sandstorm buggy and Matt Peel driving Drag Nasty for Jay. Now, Matt is going to earn the title of the hired gun because the front end on that thing was way up. Was he run the wheelie bar Saturday or not?
Yes. Yeah. The most of the day he was going through the lights on it and clipping it with the rear tires.
I thought so because the front end on that thing seemed way up there. I was like, holy cow. I mean, it looked great. The pictures were awesome that I saw, but in the final, it started to track to the left, and to Matt's credit, I don't think he ever lifted, or if he did, it was in the last like 10 foot, and it clipped a couple of cones, ended up having the win to Mike. Actually, on paper, he had enough of a whole shot advantage. He had beat Mike. It actually still managed to get inside of the timers, clip the timers like a 325, and being out of it at, I think it probably would have run maybe 15, maybe a little bit lower, so. But Kyle Morris, Steve Morris's son, ran a 310 earlier in Todd Bowles' green Jeep, 101 mile an hour, but they absolutely destroyed the rear end on that pass.
Ooh.
Somebody said when they were down making the turn, he could hear it clunking and hear stuff banging around and coming loose down there, and she was done at that point. So
been there, done that.
Yeah. We had we had a pretty good amount of carnage in that fast class. You hear Jason Benson, they had a motor issue. Jason Vanderwall had a motor issue. Bilesma, they tore up the rear end on that thing. I mean, there was 3 really fast cars that were sitting on the sidelines before we ever picked a class. So,
and if any of them are running this next weekend, they've got a thrash going.
Absolutely. I heard that from more than one person that it was going to be a lot of late nights. So we had Mike Page getting the win over Matt Peel in the fast class final. And then we'll get to the quick 8, which our new friend, Grace Portigo, is in the finals against Mr. Luke DeBoer. The young guns coming out, Johnny. You better look out,
watching
dude.
That.
I know. And Luke DeBoer managed to go red. Grace, do you know how red he was?
Oh, I think it was like, it was pretty bad.
It was.
It was the intimidation.
I think it was over 100, but that's all right.
Yeah, he was getting excited.
I think it was the intimidation.
Well, it was funny because we were watching from the tower, and the guy running the timing system, who has no affiliation or connection to Hayfield other than running the timing system, when he went in, he goes, ooh, that's deep. And then all of a sudden he red lighted. We're all like, we weren't that surprised because we thought it was in deeper than what he had normally been in. So, but it was shaping up to be, it was going to be a really good final. Grace, I think you were like a 419 and he was like a 420 in the final. I mean, it would have been a fantastic final round either way, but you got the win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, hey, you're like, I'd have waded through, 8 guys to get here. Come on.
Yeah. Feels pretty cool to beat all those guys.
Now, do you like running? It's all heads up. Do you like the heads up aspect, or would you rather kind of bracket race?
I feel like I'd rather bracket race. Just
Really?
Yeah, sports. I'm more of a sportsmanship girl, so this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but hey, it worked out for me. So
That's right. That's not bad. I'm to be honest, I'm kind of surprised. I would have thought you would have gone for the heads up stuff right off the bat. So, all right. That is fantastic. So, no, it's great having you on. All right, guys. Questions, comments, concerns for Ryan and Grace?
Well, first off, great job. It was good to see, like I said, young guns going at it because I really like watching that. That's kind of the future where we're going, and we need more of it. So that's always good to see. Ryan, next year, you ready? Back at it?
Yeah.
Truck and all? Altered truck?
Both, hopefully.
Sweet. Good.
Yeah. Yep. We've got a plan I'm hoping to make some test hits in October. I got to finish wiring the truck. And,
okay.
There's another motor ready to go in the altered. So
life is good.
Yeah. We're going to hopefully get back in the driver's seat next year, and maybe we'll even let Lydia run the altered here. It's going to be a little bit faster than hers. So
oh my word.
Yeah, she's interested.
Wait, hold on. Grace, does that mean you're moving up to the other car, or are you just staying put?
Yeah, but I'm pretty content with where I'm at.
Nothing wrong with content at all.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Damian Bowers.
Any chance of setting the green truck up for the street cruise racing?
No, probably. That's probably not going to be able to. There's not much to the Jeep. It's
no, I was talking about your old Blazer.
Oh, the Blazer. Oh, so my sister and brother-in-law own that now.
Okay.
So, yep. Yeah. So that was my original back in the day. Even John, I think we were on the same Apple Tree Race team back in the day with that one.
Yes, we were actually. Now that you say that, I have the plaque downstairs.
Yep. So that was the good old days. But yeah, so we've kind of moved on from that. And I don't think the Jeep's I think the police would frown on that going down the street. But yeah, no, I mean, it was a fantastic race. I mean, if you've never been there, you have to go. It's the most beautiful country to race in.
If I can ever afford to make the trip up there and take the race car, it's on my bucket list of races to go to.
You might not get in the actual race, but just the atmosphere and everything. And this year too, their prize money, I don't know where they pulled it out of, but it was impressive. It was
that's cool.
Quite something.
Yeah. Yeah, and there were guys. I mean, so Jordan Stanek put up $100 for the fastest pass of the day, which went to Todd Bilesma, which will buy like a third of that drive shaft, maybe, and some of the other parts, possibly.
It might buy a U joint in that Jeep.
Yeah, that's about. You're not wrong. So, Nick Chernich got an extra $250 for being the guy that did the street cruise and went the furthest. So. I mean, there was some really good money up for grabs, especially for smaller 8-car fields. It was very impressive. I mean, I was impressed. I mean, let's put it that way. So
it was, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. I won the big class last year, and it was what she got this year was impressive. It was, and it's all, I give them all the credit. They do a lot of work to put this on. So it's, we're very thankful because it's something we look forward to every year.
How many spectators do you think were there this year?
Oh,
that hillside is packed.
it was full.
It was.
It's with campers. Campers are rolling in Thursday already. there's as many spectators as there on that side as there is racers on our side.
Yeah.
Saturday, there's probably not a parking spot until you get way out by their house.
Yeah. It's that kind of nuts. I agree. Ryan said it perfectly. It's one of those races, if you haven't been there, even if you're going to come and spectate, you almost got to put it on your bucket list to go because it is that kind of cool. It just being there is awesome. So
I suppose I'm going to have to do it next year.
you should.
I've not done it yet, and now you guys have got me all wanting to go next year already. So I guess I'll put it on the calendar.
We'll park Grace next to you.
Why would you do that, man? I'm supposed to have fun, not remind why I'm going to get beat.
Oh man. Oh, fantastic. Well, hey, this has been awesome. This Hayfield Shootout segment's been great. Yeah, the Boyd family, you guys do an amazing job. I thought the shirt was perfect this year. I said one race a year, memories to last a lifetime, and that's literally what it is. I mean, nobody forgets what happens at Hayfield Shootout. I mean, that's the kind of thing. And really, you get to that kind of northern area, there's not really a whole lot of that kind of stuff up there like that. I mean, there's really not. So I think you get people coming out just to just see what it's all about. And the setting is phenomenal. The weather always seems to be great. I mean, yeah, you can't really go wrong. So, all right. So that is going to wrap up the Hayfield Shootout. Portingas, if you want to stay on for a little bit, you're more than welcome to. If you want to duck and you got other stuff to do, we totally understand as well. But thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. Ryan, maybe we'll have you on again and we start talking like pro truck and stuff,
Anytime.
Fantastic. All right. Anything before they go on and get out of here, guys?
No, thanks again, and good luck.
Thank you.
Definitely.
There we go. All right. So that's going to wrap up our Hayfield Shootout coverage for 2025. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the race results portion. Thanks again to the Portingas for getting on board as we did some race results from the Hayfield Shootout. Congrats to all the winners. I can tell you, having been there, 3 of the craziest finals I've ever seen happen, but it was fantastic. Great racing, went really well. We also had some other racing a little further south. Franklin County, the Brookville track down in Indiana, had a race this past weekend as well. And without spoiling things, there's a guy with a suspended dragster that's on quite the roll right now, I got to say. What the heck, man?
Definitely.
Danny Bowers has all the news about it, so clue us in, buddy. What's going on?
Well, before we get to the results, we had a few guys getting ready for the Outlaws race this weekend. John Trainer, Brent Shelton, and Curtis Combs were all out here testing. I don't know what Curtis ended up running.
311.
They had do what?
311. I believe it was a 311.
Yeah,
311 with an early shutoff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If I read that correctly.
Yeah, I was in the Jeep getting ready for my time pass when he ran. So, but Brent Shelton, they were having troubles getting the nitrous to activate in that car. They got a best of a 320 still all motor. And
Whoa.
Trainer 297, 2 3-0s and a 297 in that new combo that he brought out at gravel.
Nice.
So, and the track was actually really tacky all day. It started out dry about 4 o'clock. The cloud cover rolled in. It started spitting and sputtering rain all evening. Nothing enough to hurt anything, but just enough to keep everything damp with the shade over the track.
Now, did Trainer have the body on that car or not?
No.
No. All right. Anyway. All right.
He
Keep
went
going.
naked.
All righty. So, Pee Wee's class, Jacob Stevens, first place, Lane Seibert, second. And in the juniors, Lily Johnson and Katie Stevens were first and second there. So the girls taking over the juniors class, it looks like lately. First place in fast class, Carson Combs. Second place, Jared Welke. Third race out with this new to them dragster. Used to be Danny Stansberry's way back when. They've got a 6.2 LS, short wheelbase, lightweight dragster with a bit of tire on the back of it. It was actually running in the 360 range on motor.
Wow.
Carson's was running in the mid low 380s all night long. So a little bit work next week because he's got 2 classes Friday night he's gunning for in the points for the Outlaw Series. We'll get with that later for the preview. And then in the slow class, Blake Hensley taking the win over Lincoln Litzinger. So
Good gravy.
old square body Chevy taking the win over an old purple Ford stepside.
Yeah, no doubt. Wow.
Couple of foot brake leaf spring trucks. You could put street tires on them, and well, the one needs a windshield, but drive them on the street pretty much.
Right, no doubt. Now, what does Franklin County have for racing yet besides the Outlaw Race? What do they have for their Franklin County points yet?
There is one race left. I have to pull up the date here. October 4th. So the weekend after Dave's Speeders race at Cleves is the season finale for Franklin County.
Hey, grief, man. You guys got a lot of racing in the next month.
Oh, God, yeah. It is. It gets hectic around here with these 2 tracks right by each other.
Wow. That is impressive. Well, congratulations to everybody that win or runner-up in Franklin County. That's impressive, and that's a good show. And, yeah, we'll talk about the Outlaw Race coming up here shortly. So, all right. So I have some results from the September 13 race up at Greens here in Michigan, the Mid-Michigan Trail Runners track that John and I have visited before. Sounds like we may need to make a return engagement as they have now purchased a brand new timing system. Kind of got some other stuff going on. So,
yeah.
Sounds like they've been having a lot of good racing this year.
Absolutely. So, Pee-wees. Third place was Ray Davis. Second place was Riker Turner. And first place was Cooper Compton. Juniors, third place was Libby Candy. Second place was Braden Stenfeld. And first place went to Amir Davis. Amir drives that kind of Stars and Stripes quad that's got, I think it's got a triple in it, actually. But I think it's very, very throttle stop for him as well.
Yeah, out of the Mosier camp.
That is correct. So, all right. So then they have what they call a super mod class, which is kind of their fast class, and the modified class, which is pretty much their slow class. And because they have kind of a floating split, because they split whatever the car count is, they just split it right down the middle. You don't really know where that's going to be. So you're really only limited to racing one class. But that's okay. The modified class, Brandon Zansky with third place. A name we're all familiar with, Mr. Earl Lechner, not Letner, Lechner, if we know who that is. Blue Chevy stepside, or not stepside, Blazer. I believe it's a stepchild on the doors.
Oh, okay. The family that's got the old Miss Vicky Bronco.
Exactly, yes. And first place in modified went to Eric Arnold. So, and then in Supermod, some guys we also know. Third place went to Don Hagedorn. Second place went to Dan Longnecker, who is a friend of the show and races very all over the place this summer. He's been to gravel. He's been to Silverback quite a bit. I mean, he's been all over.
Yeah.
So Dan shows up there. And then first place in Supermod, Mr. Joe Cady. Another guy that has helped us out on the show before, and good to see him out. So I believe he's driving, I don't know if he's driving the Jeep or the quad, to be honest with you. So
I don't know, but he seems to dominate wherever he goes. So that's
I was going to say,
him.
he seems to get on a roll wherever he's at. It doesn't matter if he's at Silverback. It doesn't matter if he's at Greens. He is a threat to win his class every time that thing rolls into staging. So
yes, he is.
And then for the points series for the year, Amir Davis was the junior points champion. They take all their juniors and peewees, mix them together, and whoever scores more points is the winner. And Jessica Mosher, who has that little mini buggy, that black one with the flames on it, that I think Christy Whitten had at one point in time, he actually was the adult point series champion. So both point series, adult and junior point series champion, coming out of the Mosher camp. That's impressive.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's very cool.
all right. Big shout out to friend of our show, Bill Scheel, and as well as Mark Mosier for providing the results. Really appreciate it. I'm going to get back in my soapbox here a second and say, if you're having a race and there's one of us that is not at it, please send in your results. We'd love to talk about it and we'd love to get you out there. So,
Actually, even if we are there, please send us the results because we can't always get them in time.
Oh
that's
God,
true.
yeah, it can be a
Just
pain some
saying,
days.
just because we're
That,
there,
you
don't
know
mean
what?
we have them.
That is extremely true because trying to keep an eye on results and race a vehicle and stuff is about nigh impossible. And I can honestly say, sometimes even announcing and keeping an eye on the results is sometimes a little crazy as well. Trying to do that, so yes,
Yeah.
I echo that 100%, guys. Even if we're at a race, please check with us to make sure we have the results because it's entirely possible that we don't. So.
Absolutely.
All right. So I believe that is going to conclude the race review portion of the show. Well, hold on a minute. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Damian Bowers.
Wait a minute.
There was
Yeah.
an MRA race at Cook Station, Missouri this past weekend. Do we have some
That there
results for that?
was. I will have to dig that up real quick.
Because I
Go
know
ahead.
he set some records on Friday night, and one was friend of our show was Mr. Will Harrison, and that Razor's Edge old school Chevy set a record, as well as Mr. Jason Massey partnered up with somebody else, put a big motor in his rail, and they probably set the national record in, I think it was modified cuts, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
I believe so. And that motor has been in the sport for a while. He used to have that in a different rail, a front engine rail, and then he had it in his hill and hold truck before teaming up with Massey to put that rear engine car together with the combo they got in it.
Gotcha. Yeah, because Massey's had that car for a little while, but I think he was lacking a motor is kind of what ended up happening. And I don't recall the fella's name, but yeah, that he partnered with. But he had a motor that was looking for a home, and yeah.
I've got timesheets, but they don't have them in order. Oh, wait, here we go. There we go. So, let's see, there's Pro Stock, Open Pad. Okay, so they do have them in order. I was just misreading them a little bit. Where should I start here? Start with Friday night, which
Yeah, let's start with Friday night.
alrighty, so we'll start with Outlaw Pro Stock, which again you already mentioned it. Will Harrison with the new record, taking the win in the class with a 2:38.3.
Nice.
Second place, his rival for the class, Rick George, right on his friggin' tail with a 2:40 with a 4.
Man.
So yeah, that class is continue. Them two are far and away the class of the field because the next closest time, Chris Bonneker with a 2:50. So them two have over a tenth on the rest of the class almost.
Wow. That's
And
crazy.
so yeah, we got a blower car and a nitrous car at the front. No one really playing with the turbos in that class yet.
That's true.
We'll move to, if it'll load, modified paddles. Jay Tomlin from Fraser Bolt or Fraser Bottom or whatever, Fraser, West Virginia.
Yep.
And this is a nitrous engine, 4-wheel drive car, 200 foot, went 2:19 with a 4.
That is smoking fast.
Yeah, that is absolutely moving.
What was he in?
I believe that was the car called the Outcast that Jason Massey has the engine in.
The orange one?
Black and blue frame.
Yes. Yeah, blue frame
Okay.
with black body panels. This is the same ride that last year at the opener at Cook Station was deemed to be a little long, and they spent most of Friday night cutting some length out of that car to get it squared away for Saturday, which was insane, but they did.
Now, just as an aside, open cuts, so the screw-blown Hemi rails, Scott Snarsky from Libertyville, Illinois, in the Paperboy Express, going a 220 flat. And that's on cut tires, so cut 44 boggers, and they're doing 100 and says 108 mile an hour, goes 22 to 200 feet. And the nitrous paddle cars are just barely outrunning that.
That's
And
crazy.
that was their Friday night show. Saturday, they got this all sorts of. They do not have a ladder here, but I do know that Dotson's Bronco ended up taking home the win again. So 2 races in a row, that big old black Ford. I know you're happy to see that one, Isaac.
Absolutely.
So they are currently looking like they're being the class of the field. We'll see how they hold up next weekend when they go to Wagler Motorsports Park here in Indiana.
Yes. Yeah,
And,
there should be a bunch of cars showing up for that class there.
oh yeah, that class, especially with all the 3 weekends in a row, a lot of cars are going to be wore plumb out if they stay in this area.
For sure.
Next up, MRA Pro Stock. So naturally aspirated version. Anything goes on cubic inch limit. Unlimited. Well, they got to be a door car. Engine, no further setbacks. So Pro Stock. Rick George taking the win there with a 270 with an 8. And Sam Lombazio taking second with a 280. So he's got a pretty good hold on the field, it looks like.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, modified cuts. Rick George in the Smoking Gun, same car that took second the night before, almost outran the Outlaw Pro Stock new record in modified cuts class with a 238 with a 7.
Good grief. That's nuts.
So I don't know how much difference the minimum weight between those 2 classes is, but that is crazy to see. Second place there is Keith Mitchell, the Magician. So he beat one of the biggest motors in the class in a rear engine rail running a pickup truck, basically. Keith Mitchell going a 239 with a 0. So 3 thousandths difference for the mod cuts class on Saturday.
That's crazy.
And then for the MRA Dan Richter open paddle class, Billy Fling out of Dayton, Ohio with the reality check, going 206 with a 5. Steve Renaud out of Canada, 212 was second place.
That is crazy to me that Billy Fling still keeps together the front engine cars for that class. They are literally the only, I believe, the only or one of very, very few front engine guys in that class. And somehow they always seem to end up top 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're the only ones really keeping it competitive, but they have done a lot of work. That car sits so low to the ground. He sits so far forward in it, and they just keep that thing working and trucking. It's wild to see. He's a multi-time champion. A lot of people will recognize the name from the old Lucas Oil clip from Indy where the car separated into multiple pieces with him in it. But they brought it back, and they just keep going for these championships and keep winning races. I don't know what the current point standings are for this class, but I would think he's pretty close to the top, especially with the looks of Harrison's all way down on the list. Your normal contender for the top spot.
Wow. Be interesting to see what the points are before they get to Wagler.
Right. And that's all the classes they ran there from what I can tell. They'll be a lot of these guys, especially the Outlaw Pro Stocks, might be back there here next month, as that'll be the finale for the Texas Mud Drags.
You are correct, sir. And I tell you what, that is another track. That track at Cook Station, Missouri. Greg and Elizabeth Booker have a fantastic facility. And I tell you what, that's another one that should be on the bucket list just because of how cool it is and the ambiance and everything else. So, all right. Well, that is going to wrap up our results section of the Paddle Talk podcast. One little blurb here. It is Monday night when we are taping this. The Race of Champions is going on at the Million right now. Donnie Hagar, the guy from Michigan, the guy with the door car that drove out there with the Z71 in open trailer last year, that guy just had a perfect run, triple O reaction time, and dead on his dial in the first round.
God damn.
I tell you what a
Dude.
time to uncork that thing.
That is no
Jeez.
shit.
Holy cow. Well, hey, however you end up, Donnie, congratulations. Rooting for you. And, man, door cars in the front. That is pretty cool. So, all right. So that's going to end up the results section of the Paddle Talk podcast. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to the Paddle Talk podcast. Great to have you along. Great to see everybody. Joined by Damian Bowers, John Sword, and Dave Applegate Jr. And we're moving right into our previews. Brought to you by our friends at Silverback Off-Road Speedway, with one race coming up yet in the 2025 season. You want to check them out. Silverback Off-Road Speedway, located in Deer Road in Silver Lake, Michigan, or Mears, depending on how you're looking it up. The premier track in Michigan for sand drags. That's Silverback Off-Road Speedway. All right. Well, none of the events are going to be at Silverback Off-Road Speedway this weekend or next weekend, but we do got some stuff that's pretty close to home for a bunch of guys. Damian Bowers, let's talk about the Outlaw Series finale down at Brookville.
Alrighty, Outlaw Series finale, usually one of their bigger races of the year, right up there with Silverback's Outlaw Series race. Usually a huge crowd. They're expecting somewhere north of 100 cars there this weekend between all the classes, and north of, I've heard people trying to say 29 295 cars,
Wow.
but I would think probably close. We've had as many as 24, 25 there. So that wouldn't surprise me to get around 24 cars there just for the one class. And it's right now Adam Rose leading the points in that, as he generally does, but you've also got a lot of other people gunning for him this weekend.
Who
Yeah.
are some of our people coming after Adam this weekend? Who can realistically catch him?
Number
I know-
2, Doug Vinlett.
Yeah, Venlet is up there in the wrong thing.
We're not that far back.
No, you're only a couple rounds off of him, but he has to go out early. If he goes a couple rounds, it's locked.
Right.
That's good.
Come on, Peter, cooperate. Let's see here. Pull the points up for you. Adam Rose got 56 points. Doug Venlet has 49. So Doug is 2 rounds out of the lead with that, as each round win is 5 points, but there are points for top qualifiers.
Right.
Yeah.
Then behind them, John Trainer, he is 31 points. So it's literally between Adam Rowe and Doug Venlet for the points title, unless they both go out round one and we do have that massive field. Then John and Jack and Cody could possibly sneak up there, and hell, even Kathy Ellington is in that grouping as well.
Nice.
But they're all 31 to 25 points, so Rowe and Venlet would have to go out early.
Right.
On top of that, for Friday night, the 350 class, the 4.0 class, and the bracket class is all running. The 350 class is currently led by Mr. 350 from Michigan, Terry Weiss. Austin Bullock's second with 30 points, so he's 1 round off of it. And if Dean Dangermond comes down, he is only 2 rounds off of both of them.
I will tell you that Dean Daggerman is packed and ready to party.
Woo.
Awesome.
Hopefully Austin has his figured out. I know up there at Lisbon they had issues with a turbo, so hopefully they have that figured out and ready to go. But yeah, those are your top three in the points there. It's close enough that where if those three were to go out early, someone else could sneak up and get the points from them.
Wow. That's crazy.
Now, even closer class is the 4-0 class. Because the top three spots are a tie between Wayne Gunner, Blake Cole, and John Sword. And then one round off of all of them is Ken Donaldson and Carson Combs.
It's anybody's ball game, man. Any of the top five there, man.
Oh,
There's
God,
it's
yes.
just they're
You
all
know
within
Ken
a
will be
round. That's
there.
crazy.
And the crazy thing is, like, you, Ken, and Carson, all three are going to be trying to back your cars off enough on that hard hooking track to get it to that 4-0.
Yeah, that's gonna make it interesting. That's for dang sure.
But if I had to pick one out of that bunch to probably get it, I'd be looking at Wayne.
Yeah, I'll give it to Wayne if I don't get it
We still need
because I
we
like
still
his
need to
number.
we still need to get Wayne on here too because he owes me an ass chilling. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, so do we. So just wait your
Absolutely.
turn, Wayne.
Yes.
Alrighty, then we'll move on to the Outlaw bracket, what used to be known as Nickel Nightmare class. Back when the original Outlaw series started, I've got 3 championships in. My dad's going for his first in the Outlaw series. He's currently got 60 points, 3-round lead over Carson Combs. John's got 40. And then if Kyle Wiedmeyer and Donovan Ladder, well, I know Donovan's coming, but if Kyle Wiedmeyer shows up, they're close enough that if those 3 go out early, they can sneak up and get it as well. Because this is usually like a 60, 70 car bracket.
Sheesh.
I'm just gonna have to hunt Mooch down somehow.
I've already been told by Donovan, Carson, and you that y'all are going to be searching for him in staging.
We're gonna be watching him. We got our little plan. We got a strategic plan rolling here.
All them damn dragsters going after a poor old Jeep.
Yes, we are.
But that's always such a great class. Zora Waters Peters is also in that ballpark range. She, again, like Donovan and Kyle, kind of a long shot, but anything has been known to happen in that series.
No doubt.
Then we move to Saturday, where they run the Outlaw Index, a regular open bracket for the locals, as well as the top eliminator. Outlaw Index is the last points class we haven't talked about. Current leader Cameron Krug has a 4-round lead over Anthony Ball and Blaine Mullins. And don't know what Blaine's going to be driving quite yet, as all his family cars have had a rough go of it this year at gravel. The black Alder, they windowed the motor in it. The blue car obviously is done. The truck, I know it had transmission issues at gravel. I don't know what motor will be in it. And then they've also got their dragster running top eliminator. So the Wilsons and the Sizemore families, hopefully they've got something together for these guys, because Blaine, Anthony, Cameron, that's your top 3. Cameron's got a large lead, and he has been on it all summer with that car.
I had to go after him too early then.
You're
Here we go.
5 round or 6 rounds back on him.
Is it 6 rounds? Okay, I gotta get into the first round and win it all.
So you're just wanting to play spoiler more than anything.
Okay, that'll work.
That is
There's always
usually
room
a
for
pretty
second
good-sized
place.
class, so I'm not in the hunt for any of these. I missed the 4-0 at the first race, screwed up at Michigan, and just haven't had any luck in the 450 class this year, so I'm not in the hunt for any of these classes.
Get your gun ready for next year then.
Exactly. I think we've got all our issues figured out from last weekend. We got the 6-liter back in it, and we're going to
All right, time out. You guys, okay, I've followed you for a while now. You never have your issues figured out between you and your dad or you and the Jeep.
Because usually we get to the track and something new pops up. But last weekend we got to the track. It was running good all day. Got into the eliminations and it decided it wanted to go a little slower. Pulled the carburetor apart, found some material stuck in one of the jets, leaning it out. That'll rob you of a little bit of horsepower.
I would say.
But that's really a big preview of that. I am looking forward to seeing this 295 class. I know the Bergs are supposed to be bringing both of their cars. Obviously, Benlett, Ensing, Farwick, Trice, Ellington, Gums, so many cars. John Trainer, they've got theirs running good. Shelton's, if they can get the nitrous figured out, they'll be right there. Combs, they've got a little bit to figure out in that Jeep with the new motor still, but it's got the potential to be right there. There are so many cars in this area that are right there on that 3.0 to 295, especially at Brookville.
Yeah, that'll be pretty impressive. That's going to be a heck of a race down there. So really glad to see that. All right, so that's going to wrap up the Brookville preview. Dave Applegate, you got a race coming up.
Yeah, so the weekend right after Brookville is we're going to gravel. SPDRS will be there. From what I've been told by Scott Clark, there's quite a few guys that are going to leave their stuff at gravel and or at a buddy's house to hit that next weekend. So definitely looking forward to that. Before I go anywhere else, though, Isaac, last week I missed the podcast due to work. I have to give some shout outs here, man. I have to. We got to. This is kind of my news thing, right? I have to give a huge thank you to Mr. John Sword for stepping out of his boundary and getting away from Silverback and still getting the championship up there and running up in the other one.
Thank you, Dave.
Congratulations, John, for that. And I appreciate you following the series, and you were a huge help there.
Thank you.
Got to thank Caleb Mings. My goodness. We were just talking about how it is to keep up with who's who and what's what and who plays where and all that. Caleb was the man on top of it. And I just got back here not 20 minutes ago, I would say. And I've got to get all that listed on my own page. I have not been home, guys. It's just been between work. And my truck breaking down. It's been very rough. But Caleb Mings is another one. Joe Sargent, Alex Kopecki. I don't even know where to end, man. I mean, Austin Hall for letting me borrow his truck. It was amazing what these guys did to get together. Martha and David at Tri-County. All these different people that came together to make it happen. It was a lot of fun. There's some things that need to be taken care of, and we'll get into that another time. But now we're on the gravel. And I'm excited about gravel because it's my hometown. Edgewater is where I grew up at and was a weekend warrior, which is not, 20 minutes from there, Damien? If that, 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends and family are going to be there. And I cannot wait. And so, same old thing, man. 15 grand or so is going out to it. We've got, 295 or top eliminator. We've got 350 index, 4.0 index, side-by-side trail, 4x4 ATV trail, which John can tell you is an absolute blast.
Yes, it is.
It is. I don't even know how to say it. I mean, you get them guys out there that's pulling their cars and their hot rods back and forth with their four-wheeler and their side-by-sides, and then they come up and race and they're looking at each other, giving them. I mean, I've seen some guys flipping each other off going down the road. I mean, they are just having an absolute blast racing, and it's real inexpensive. It's $10 to get into them two classes. You win a trophy. You get HPL Superior Lubricants Oil. We've got 5 side-by-side classes. We've got sportsman, top sportsman. We've got, not counting the trail, sorry. So we got side-by-side trail, sportsman, top sportsman, pro mod, and outlaw. We've got 4x4 ATV, outlaw, 4x4 ATV, naturally aspirated, which is what we call pro mod. We've got the big bracket race on Saturday. I mean, there is plenty for those to come out and look. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've had more phone calls and messages about side-by-sides at gravel than I have anywhere, including Silverback.
Wow.
Including Silverback. So I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of side-by-sides there. You got to figure you got Wildcat there. You got Ride Roll Blue. You got
Aspen
Windrock,
Acres.
Aspen Acres. All these people are right around there, and they are excited to go to do this. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great time. And those that are at the at Franklin County for the Outlaw Race, I wish I could take an extra week off and go up there and do that as well. Not jump in the race because I'm obviously not going to do any good there in the last race, but go and watch and then head over to mine. But it's not going to happen right now. But you guys get a hold of Scott, get a hold of any of the guys that are local. Drop your stuff off somewhere and come on back. We're trying to talk John into doing that.
We'll see how things go. You
We'll
never
see how
know.
you'll see. Hey,
I mean, if
I
he
haven't got all the points down yet, but John, I do believe that you are really, really up in one of the points. I'm sorry, man. I have not had time to do any of this. I'm by myself, but guys, head on out. And again, as I always say, if you can't get to mine, go to somewhere else, support another local track.
Fantastic, Dave. I love it, man. Hey, folks, if you're in that area, Southern Indiana, Southern Ohio, Northern Kentucky, if you're in that area, you do not have an excuse not to be at that Speeders race. I know the Outlaw Race weekend is hectic and everything else, but you owe it to yourself to get to Cleves and go to the Speeders race here next weekend. That's where it's at. So, all right.
Agreed.
And Damien, are you going?
Oh, I'll be there. It's just a matter of will the Jeep be there or not.
All right.
We'll see how it survives this weekend.
All right. Well, again, thanks to all those that helped, man. John, you were huge. Caleb Mings. I mean, Caleb was all you guys. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely, Dave. No problem.
All right. So, Damien, we have where are we going? Cordova?
Yes, Cordova, Illinois.
Weekend. So, for Texas Mud Drags?
Yep.
All right. Before we get into that, just FYI, Donnie Hagar, bye run to round 3 of the $1 million shootout.
Jeez.
Tell you. All right, Damien, go ahead.
All righty. So Texas Mud Drags, for the most part, you've got your normal class of small block power adder, 4-wheel mod, door slammers, and usually their biggest class, big block. So the big usually leaf sprung, some coil spring trucks. But we've also got a couple of extra classes. They're going to have a leaf spring cut tire class, which only leaf springs. So you'll probably see a lot of crossover from the big block class into that. A lot of people getting a lot more data on the trucks probably. And then they're also having a more street-oriented class, a stock suspension, stock chassis, 38.5 DOT tire class, which looks like they've already got 5 or 6 trucks confirmed for that. A Jeep, couple of trucks, S10. So, but it's looking to be a good race. You've got some of your normal hitters in the door slammers class, but not everyone is confirmed quite yet. You have the Repercussions Jeep. You have the Eckerts. I believe it's Casey Lawyer with the strategic attack.
Yes. Yep.
He has confirmed, as well as the Imagine That 8, twin turbo big block truck. We seen it out at the Woody's Cash Days a couple weeks ago.
Whoa.
Breaking the wheelie bar, doing a big wheel stand. I think they bent up the axle housing on landing. So it's going to be neat seeing that. I don't know where Vanderwall or Bilesma are going this weekend, or Benson, if those three are going anywhere. I believe Vanderwall probably is leading the points right now in that, or Bilesma, one or the other, but they're really close together.
Vanderwall said they were doing everything they could to make their the Texas Mud Drags race this coming weekend. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. Which that's awesome to see. I know they had carnage earlier this year at West Virginia at the Texas Mud Drags race, wadding the front axle up, but them guys work their asses off. They've got a badass Holtoff high performance engine in it. So
hey, and shout out, since we're on that subject, I failed to mention earlier, at the Hayfield Shootout, Ross Gruen was actually driving for Jason Vanderwall in the Colorado. So good to see him in there, and he made some stout passes. They were in through the 320s all day. So,
which on that note, I've heard there were some wild rides at that event. We'll get to that a little bit after these previews.
Also true.
But yeah, it's looking to be a good time. The small runner-up for small block power adder, the dang it, I gotta go back a page here. But you've got Brandon Hooper, who ran at Brookville in Missouri last year, has yet to run this year with the small block power adder class. He's been testing on paddles instead of cut tires this year with that nitrous LS. And the only other confirmed truck for that class is Top Gun. You've seen it this past weekend up there. It's a 350, 340 twin turbo, 380 some inch LS. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, and then suddenly it's gone.
Yeah, I tell you what, Scott Vogel had that thing on point this weekend. It was carrying the front tires out past the 100-foot mark. I mean, but not way up there either. I mean, and it was running consistently low 50s. I think it may have even run a 47 in the semis when he lost to Nick DeBoer on a red light. So
all right, so yeah, that's going to be a good one. Hopefully, I wonder if Mike Page is going to be there, or if they're going to bring the Blazer and buggy down here, because I know he is leading the small block power adder points with that blue Blazer. I would also like to think there will probably be the old Repercussions Jeep with the blown small block in it that was out at West Virginia. So it's looking to be a good show out there. It's a lot sandier track, I believe, than what they normally see. Not quite as loose as Michigan, but that's left to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I would agree. So, all right. So it sounds like a really good race. That is going to wrap up the preview portion of the Paddle Talk podcast. And we are going to move directly into the news portion of the Paddle Talk podcast, brought to you by our friends at Racing in the Dirt, located in Cleveland, Wisconsin. Whether it's a turnkey build, accessories, or you just want to update your current ride, the guys at Racing in the Dirt are where you need to be. So check them out today. You can check them out on the web or on the internet or on Facebook, or you can even call them at area code 920-693-2000. That's area code 920-693-2000. Let them put their over 30 years of race experience to work for you, getting your ride to the next level. That's Racing in the Dirt. All right, gents. So it's time for news time. What do we got this week?
You know, I was doing some searching here while we're on here, and I seen the Looney Racing team went down to Pista Los Chatos in Mexicali, Mexico, and they ran a 297, setting a track record down there.
They do.
That's
cool
awesome.
To see.
I tell you what, the new, and I believe that's all paint that's on that car now, that Tommy's got going. That car is sharp. Not that it wasn't before, but it really has kind of an edge to it. And I tell you what, happy for those guys that car seems to be putting in some work these days.
They are. They're going places, going rounds, having fun. Looks like they're having a good time. That's for sure. The other thing I was noticing was obviously Doug Vinlett debuting a new car that altered was pretty damn sweet looking, Cindy Lou. So the debut of Cindy Lou was pretty cool to see that come out.
That's very cool. And I like the side panels on that thing having a different color to them. Now, Johnny, is the plan to body that thing again, or is he going to leave it looking like it's looking?
I think he thought about maybe doing some kind of a body, but after this past weekend, he said everybody really liked the way it looked, and it's got him thinking. So I don't know.
Hey, what?
Be seeing Cindy Lou run naked for a while.
Whoa. Easy
Yeah.
there. So, all right. Well, no, that's good because she looks really good. It looks like Doug's got another really good car, as if we all had problems like that. And
Yeah, I know, right?
interested to see what happens. So,
What do you guys got? I see Damien
I
chomping at the bit. What do you got?
I would have to say just watching the wild rides from the season or the postseason for the NHRA, Doug Coletta and Tony Stewart.
Oh man, that was
crazy.
terrible.
All right. So, on that note, opinions. Did the wheel break or did the A-arm fail?
Okay, so here's what I kind of get out of it. I kind of got that the tire blew in the front, and then everything kind of went to shit. Everything kind of folded on the way.
I think the wheel broke.
You
But
do
that's
get
and that could be why the tire failed and then the wheel broke. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it sounds
I'll be
kind of
honest,
like on
I
the same
don't know
lines.
because it didn't look. The thing that threw me is I thought the tire, if the wheel broke and then the tire went flat, I thought the wheel, excuse me, would have just grenaded itself and come apart. And it didn't look like that. It looked like the wheel was pretty much together
Right.
when it flipped up. And that to me said maybe the tire went flat, or maybe something else let go when the tire went flat and just folded that thing up. That was scary. I mean,
That was
yeah.
freaky.
that was
I mean, that was a
crazy.
300-mile-an-hour hit right in the rear end of Tony. You know, that was
And
pretty ugly.
The way Tony's tires climbed up on Doug's, he had to have flashbacks of driving an Indy car or a sprint car.
Right?
Yeah, and it knocked him out. I mean, he said that he got to the end. He didn't even know what happened. It just knocked him out. He said the first thing I
I
remember was
bet.
safety severity pulling me out.
Wow. Unbelievable. Speaking of NHRA, who you got? Who are you in the corner for? Tony Pedregon or Erica Enders?
Dude, that was pretty interesting.
Tell you what, man, she flat tore him up.
She did. She did. I mean, they both had some good points from their own point of view on each side, but it was very interesting watching them get hot there.
She was having a whole lot of none of that on live TV.
You ain't shitting. I mean, she let it all hang out.
Was it this weekend? I'm not sure, where Greg got disqualified for crossing the starting line a second time.
Really?
Greg Andrews.
Wow.
That was this weekend, I think.
Yeah,
crazy.
he did a burnout, wasn't happy with it, backed up, and they told him, if you go past the starting line again, you're done. And he just rolled right on by it.
Ooh. What do you have to say about that? I didn't get to see that.
I don't know, but supposedly Tony was saying more things about possible team orders.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to speculate anymore on that until I can hear the full broadcast.
Whoa. Interesting. All right. Dave Applegate, you got anything?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, my take is, you know what? It's been a great summer of racing, right? I don't think any of us can deny that. There's a few left to go to, so it's not too late. If you're looking to get out and check out sand drags, dirt drags, whatever, the KOI schedule is still going pretty strong at this point, as well as all these mentioned events on the weekends. There's a race somewhere, folks. If you want to go racing bad enough, you could still go racing this summer. Yes, Dave.
Hey, you mentioned KOI. I've seen a post today. They have their North versus South.
Yep.
And they're looking for some guys that might want to add a little extra for that race. So if so, hit up Lewis Cleaver. You know, if it's $10, $20, $100, whatever, they're looking for a little bit of extra money to go towards the North versus South race. And that's in Isaac. It's in Indiana over by Perfect North Slope. So I can't remember the name of it.
Osgood?
Osgood. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. So down by me again.
Yep.
Yes. So I've seen that post today. So keep Lewis Cleaver and his family in mind.
And just a reminder as well, with KOI, the class pays back 100% of what it takes in. So if you add money, it's just added money on top of the pot going to the guys. There's no worry about it going to the track or anything like that. I mean, it's literally going right to the class. And I'm pretty sure Lewis would take anything over $25. So, I mean, you can get your name out there for you got a business or something like that, you want to push it, man, $25, you can have that. And it's pushing all the publicity leading up to the race and on race night. So really good way to get involved for not a whole lot of money, let's face it.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So that being said, folks, that is going to wrap up episode 90 of the 90 of the
Sneaking
Paddle
up on
Talk
100.
podcast. So there's a great race to be had over the next couple of weeks. We're going to try to cover as much of it as we can. So on behalf of myself, John Sword, Damian Bowers, Dave Applegate, thanks for tuning in, everybody. So long, and we'll see you in a week.